Hello? What do you mean? What do you mean you haven't sold any $4,000 water machines this month? What have you been doing? Get your credit card, get your bikini, go and make your life look amazing. It's easy to sell when it's like that. Hashtag YOLO, hashtag be your own boss, hashtag live life on your terms. Yes, I know. Yep, love you too, Mum. Yep, bye. Hey, my name is Mike from Make Time Online, and I wasn't really planning on actually doing this video. I just ended up making this video for someone that I know.
Thumbs up. Oh, friend. Oh, new friend. Oh, friend.
And I figured it could probably help some other people that are trying to just shed some light on what Build Your Empire University actually really is. And it's not even just Build Your Empire University. There's a lot of other programs which are kind of doing the same thing right now. And it's kind of giving people training on attraction marketing to get them into the Enagic MLM, which is like the kind of goal really of these programs. But anyway, I'm going to just jump into the video, and hopefully it will help to just shed a bit of light, because I know it's so confusing when you watch these kind of Instagram ads and things like that. It's like, what are they actually doing, and what am I supposed to actually do? I hope this will just kind of take away some of the crap that is kind of shared there, but I don't want to like totally bash them. That's not the point of this video. It's just to try and help give you a bit more of an insight.
Let me just run through one review, and then hopefully that will help you to get an overview of what there is. Basically, Build Your Empire University and all of these training programs provide education on how to use, it's called attraction marketing on social media. And that's to help them recruit more people into this Enagic MLM. And the Enagic MLM is basically sells water ionizer machines, and they're just water filter machines, but they're just crazy expensive, and they think it's a good thing, but it's not. It's that you can pick up the same thing for half the price, and it's better quality, so it's not good. You'll be taught how to make your life look amazing on social media so that they attract people to message you to find out what you do, and then if you convince them to be their own boss too, you simply sell them a water filter system for thousands of dollars and make commissions from any sales they go on to make. Like how I've spent over 40 hours researching the Enagic MLM and the connected training programs. I've actually spent a ton of time doing the Enagic MLM a while ago. If you want, you can find Enagic MLM review. I mean, even if you just type it to Google, you can see this, my review that I did a while ago, so you can kind of get a feel for what Enagic is. In fact, when I wrote this review, I didn't really understand MLMs as much as I do now, and so I probably rated it a little bit too highly. So let's go through. Obviously, the price is different for each program. That's something that you're going to have to find out. The products are going to be that much for all of Enagic. Enagic is basically what a lot of people seem to get worked up about, is that Enagic is not an MLM. People call it a direct sales thing. As I'm about to show you, it is an MLM. And here are the pros. It actually will help you recruit people. So it can help you to make money basically by using one of these, like Build Your Empire University. If you use those trainings, it can actually help people make money. And if you're going to promote the Enagic MLM, I would recommend that people go through some of these trainings because it will actually help them. And there is a bit of a water trend, alkaline water. Basically what these water machines do is they turn the pH of the water so it's more alkaline, and apparently that's better for our bodies, blah, 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 blah. But you can pick up machines that do this for like a fraction of the cost. The cons are it's really expensive product, like they're crazy expensive compared to other things, like more than double the price. You're limited to promote other products or companies. Once you're inside the MLM, you have to only promote that. It's a pyramid scheme in disguise. There's bad tactics to keep people in, really bad tactics, as I'm about to show you, and there's basically no interest for Enagic. So this is kind of gives you a summary of what it actually does. The training that you'll get is, like I said, it's all about social media and attraction marketing. Basically just faking it till you make it, and on social media, making it look like you're living this amazing life to attract people to message you to figure out what you actually do, and then you simply just sell them these $4,000, $5,000 products and encourage them to sell the same to other people to make you more money. In here, I've just kind of explained what the program actually is, and it kind of, all of them will touch on things like paid ads, so social media paid ads, and systems and funnels and that sort of stuff, which is kind of touching on online business skills that you kind of do need to have, but it's just promoting such bad products and such in such an unethical way that is quite bad. And here I explain a lot of Enagic people will sort of claim it's direct selling or network marketing, but I mean, here it is in black and white from the FTC. Direct selling and multi-level marketing is a form of direct selling. But the distributors are salespeople, are not employees and don't receive a salary or wage. Instead, they are like a sales force and independent contractors, but relies on existing salespeople to recruit additional salespeople. And this is exactly what Enagic does. So, I mean, it's the exact definition of an MLM. And then there's these videos. I would actually recommend probably watching as much of this video as possible. It is 2 hours long. It's very, very long. So watch it on ×2 speed or something, get an overview. But there's key points that I've kind of linked in all of these videos. But basically, there are a ton of different programs.
Earlier this year, the person who created this is also a co-founder.
They all promote the same thing. They're all promoting their Enagic MLM. So here is a list of them. That's really important that people understand this. It's not like the only one. They're all pretty much doing the exact same thing. The main reason that they exist, and there are so many, is because each individual owner of these things has basically wanted to create a new pyramid scheme where they start at the top. And because the people at the top of the pyramid schemes are always the people that make the most money. So that's why there are so many different programs. And is it a pyramid scheme? Technically, it's not a pyramid scheme. You know, it's teaching you how to use social media marketing and attraction marketing, as they call it. Enagic's not a pyramid scheme either, but they are definitely both very similar to a pyramid scheme in disguise. And that is mainly because, obviously, this just shows you that all pyramid schemes are illegal, because there's not enough people in the world that can fit them, because you'll just run out of people. Not everyone's going to be able to make money. But the thing is that they focus. They're all focused on recruiting the downline. And as soon as you start focusing on recruiting the downline, that's when it becomes really, really hard for everyone to make money. Because the only way to make good money is by recruiting people. And as you can see, it's impossible for everyone to be able to recruit people inside a pyramid scheme, because you're going to run out of people to sell it to. Yeah, here I just kind of talked about that study a bit. There's 167 MLMs that I looked into in this study. And yeah, it's like, sure, you could be in those 7.7% that make money, but only 1 out of 179 members make more than 30k a year. That's kind of like a salary that they would expect to be, like, they're being promised sort of hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially each month. And it's just important to get these facts across, sort of thing, that not that many people are going to be successful. How does it work? You get a $1 trial, there's videos, and then you get like a free coaching call and things like that, and then you get charged $99 per month. That seems to be roughly what a lot of them are, but you're going to have to just find out for each individual program. The products are normally just involving some sort of like mindset, some training videos to do with like Facebook ads and things like that, a Facebook group, and then weekly calls. That's normally what the training will actually include. The actual Enagic products, so these are the water machines that I talked about. These are the prices of them, but there's also these turmeric supplements which are available as well. These are some of like the technical things that people seem to keep going on about, and some of the health claims that some people have. I mean, curing cancer, and like some of them are ridiculous. Some of the claims that people have come up with for this. There's tons of studies, including from things like Healthline, which prove that more research is actually needed to be done. So don't just trust these sales pages, basically. Can you make money? Basically, as all MLMs are, if you can basically sell yourself on social media, make your life look amazing, and force people to buy these really expensive water machines that they can't afford, get into debt to do it because their online business is going to pay them back. If you can do that and recruit a ton of people and become like a sales manager, then yeah, people can make money from this. And they do. Some people do make money from it and post it around everywhere, and that's how more and more people keep finding out about it. But what's really important to be aware of as well is that even if you sell a $5,000 water machine, you actually only make $340 in your first go. You know, when you're first actually doing it. This is an important bit as well, like how much it costs. Some of those like hidden costs, they're coming into play again here, because they're going to be taught how to use like email autoresponders, funnels, tracking software, paying for ads like Facebook ads and things like that. I mean, with $99 a month for the fee anyway, it can easily rack up to $250 a month, and people won't be aware of these costs at all. But then the other sneaky thing as well is that the monthly cost, you think, oh yeah, I'm just going to be buying one of these water machines. But then these turmeric supplements, the reason they exist is because they are on an auto ship 3 times a year. You get a 4-month supply. So if you're going to be actually using these products, you need to allow for $2,200 a year just for these supplements. Also maybe about $3,000 on the training and tools just for these sort of things. So basically you're looking at over $5,000 a year just to be part of this MLM. That is just something, again, most people won't be aware of. You normally get paid a commission if you get people to join this program, whatever the training program is. But then the important bit to understand as well is this Enagic, how members get paid inside Enagic, is that they actually get, there's 8-point commission structure that pays people through, which is it kind of like I was saying earlier. If you sell a $5,000 machine, you only, like when you're starting out, you're in 1A rank, your first 2 sales, you're only going to get a cut of $340. Then once you get to 2A, your next sales, you'll get $680. But I mean, how easy is it going to be to sell these $5,000 machines? Like, I literally do not know a single person in their right mind that would want to buy this from me. From someone that has no experience with water machines. I just don't understand. Like, well, I do understand how they're doing it. They're encouraging people to use their credit card and get into debt to buy these machines because they say that you're going to be able to make your money back really quick once you start selling them. But it just doesn't work like that. It really does not work. Like, most people have got a brain, but they won't be willing to pay $5,000 for a water machine when they've got a perfectly good tap in there. Well, a lot of people will just be able to get water from the tap and drink it out there and be happy with it. I mean, yeah, sure, there might be these other health benefit claims and things like that, but I don't know. It's just, it's a bit ludicrous. And if you really want one of these machines, you can pick them up for like $500 in tons of places. So the bit that I really want to get across though is that you will only receive $340 out of 5,000, but the people above you are going to earn $2,400. So that is why there's such an incentive to recruit people into this business, because you're going to be earning more money from their sales than you would from your own. So again, it's just becoming like this sales manager. Recruit people and then become a manager of them and making sure that they're out hustling, trying to sell machines so that you can make money. This compensation plan kind of explains that a little bit better as well. It's not a scam, but most people end up calling it a scam because it's not clear what they're getting into until they pay tons of money, basically. And then they start figuring out what's actually going on and realize it's something that they don't even want to do. So this is the whole point of this review, is to let people actually understand what they're doing. The two good things is that, I mean, this works. These kinds of things do work. People do look at it. They see that someone is like living their life in the jungle and like, it's like, I want to do that. And so, you know, I've got a passion about health and wellness and sustainability. So many people think like that. And it's like, oh, right, well, I get financial abundance by doing this. And so they're going to teach people how to make these and you can see this is sponsored. It is actually an ad. And they'll teach people how to make these kinds of posts and things like that. Yeah, it can work, but equally it's like you've got to have a low moral code to be doing this once you actually figure out what is going on. And the alkaline water trend, you know, there clearly is more and more people searching for it, but just compare this to something else, which is on another upward trend, something like Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. It's on a huge upward trend, but actually really only 1% of the world owns any cryptocurrency. So only 1% of the world owns this line. How much of the world do you think owns this? It's not even that good, basically. Anyway, the bad things, expensive products, like I show here, there's tons of other water filters and things like that basically do the same thing, and they're a fraction of the cost. Most people will be like, oh yeah, but surely the Kangen ones are much better. Well, actually, this changes water from 2.8 to 11. This changes it from 2.4 to 11. So it's basically no difference at all in those machines. And then like, oh yeah, there's more to it than that. And they start using these technical words such as ORP and ETG and things like that. But anyway, in this video, this woman has done a whole load of research into all these different types of things. Enagic comes out the worst, pretty much, out of any of them. These are best efficiency, these are the poorest efficiency, and here's Enagic. Right at the bottom, you can see like all of these numbers are far better than Enagic's. So it's like, but most people just basically don't research it themselves and just regurgitate stuff that they've seen other people say, believing that it's fact when they haven't done any testing themselves. You're not allowed to promote other products. It's in their terms and conditions, which is linked in policy and procedures. And they even call themselves an MLM, where loads of people get worked up and say, oh, it's not an MLM. Like, they wouldn't call it other MLMs if they weren't an MLM. So that's just something to be aware of. Some people call it, they say it's like a triangle, or they even draw like squiggly lines and like to show how they recruit people to make it try not to look like a pyramid. But at the end of the day, as soon as there is a focus on recruiting people, the majority of people will lose money. That's just how anything works when you're trying to recruit people into the same system. That is just what happens. And then there's some really bad, shady tactics, like you're the only one that you're like, you can only fail if you quit, and the law of attraction, money mindset, echo chamber is just like repeating the same stuff that other people have say, so like what I just said here is that people just repeat other stuff and they're like, oh yeah, Enagic's the best water filter systems, but they've done no research of themselves. They're just echoing what other people are saying. There's some really weird things like conspiracy theories, and there's just a real focus on money at the end of the day, and it's not a healthy place to be. There's so many mental wellness issues inside companies like this. Can't afford to join? Well, then simply just commit fraud. That is actually what gets recommended. Credit card companies have no way of checking your income, so go ahead and manifest $90,000 coming your way and putting this down as your salary. But this is what they're actually encouraging people to do that have no money, and to try and get them to get into the thing just so that they can make some money, because they're probably the uplines on their back saying, you're not making any sales, make some sales, man. It's fraud. It's fraud. People can face up to $1 million in fines and 30 years of jail time for committing fraud like this, committing credit card application fraud, especially if you're knowingly lying on a credit card application, which is what you're being encouraged to do to join the program. It's just shady as France. No real interest is the final nail in the coffin for me. Just simply, the best way to make money at MLMs is join it when it's early and gaining momentum. There's no momentum being gained by Enagic at all. And this is another MLM pharmacy, which is, you can see what I mean by, if you join this in 2016, then you could be laughing by now, sort of thing, because it's gained a ton of momentum. As you got in early, whereas that's just not the case for Enagic. It's not a new MLM. It's been around for ages. It's like the Japanese thing. But anyway, that's kind of all I had to say. You're not going to be your own boss. You're not building your own online business. You're just creating a recruiter or sales job for yourself that doesn't pay you a salary. And all of the other ones are exactly the same.
So there you have it. That is kind of like a quick overview, or say quick, it's not that quick, but a bit of an overview, an insight into what is actually going to happen with the Build Your Empire University. Now, I know there was kind of like quite a lot to take in there, and I mentioned some other stuff before, like about how you can actually create real online businesses that actually provide value, and they're more like an asset. You can build a real website which you can actually sell. At the moment, they can sell for like 30 or 40 times their monthly income. So it's more like you can actually do this kind of stuff and really build a proper online business without having to do all of this weird, slimy, shady, like making your life look amazing when it might not be. It might be, but it's probably not because of the thing that you're going to be promoting, which is really what I have the issue in most of these like MLMs and things like that. But if that does sound like something that you're interested in, you want to learn some of these skills without paying an absolute fortune, and like you can learn a lot of this for free anyway. It's all the information's out there on different things. But check out a couple of those links below. A link to the full review if you want to check that out properly, and then also a link to my top recommended program, which I just think is so good for beginners that are trying to get involved and trying to learn how to actually set up a legit online business that can be sort of grown in time and like really help people and provide value. And there's just multiple different income streams when you actually set up a legit website, which can be like an actual asset for yourself. If that sounds like you'll be interested in that, then check out those links below, and I hope that helped.